Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day, Friday afternoon / evening Zoom edition, and it's the Friday before Labor Day. We're just hanging out, but we are disappointed in Bitcoin's performance. It has disappointed us a lot lately. On Tuesday, we had a good court ruling, SEC versus Grayscale, and the appellate court slapped the SEC around a little bit, which is pretty cool. So the price skyrocketed, well, went up about 5 or 6% one day. And then we got a Bart Simpson. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to the chart. Okay. Bitcoin day chart
Yes.
will show up better on a 4 hour, I think. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We get the Bitcoin shoots up here all the way past 28K on Tuesday. Comes back down. So I think it's going to make some profit taking and then start working its way up towards 30K. No, we'll have none of that. Evidently, the bear said no, pushed it back down. And here's where you get the Bart Simpson head right here. If I were a little more together, I would have found it a visual and stuck it in there, but I didn't think that far ahead. And it dropped all the way down well into the low 25s, and then we're up at 25.8 now. So this is really disappointing. I thought we might be taking off, but I was incorrect. So that's Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'll also put that in the 4 hour as well. Similar pattern, big pump, broke 1700 easily. Thought I might hit 1750. No, petered out and then dropped, and we're even lower than we were before the announcement. Bummer. Wish I had better news for you guys going into the long weekend here in the US, but I'm not sure what's going on now. I think since September, notoriously a downer month for both stocks and crypto. I can't remember, but so we
Yeah,
got
but I heard something contrary to that recently, and that's every September before the halving, it hasn't been down, it's been up.
oh yeah.
So it might be different.
Yeah, so our
But
last
but I
yeah.
wouldn't hold my breath because you'll probably die.
Well, yeah. But yeah, I'm scraping for any good news at this point. So even though that's a bit speculative, let's run with it. I started day trading in October, November. I started practicing in September of 19, which would be exactly 4 years ago. And I think it was mid-September though, so I'm not quite there. And then I practice traded some more into October, and November 1st is when I placed my first live trade in 19. So, and we had COVID in 2020, but after that we had a really nice recovery. And that's when also about the time when we had the halving, the last one. I think that's a roundabout way of saying Craig might be right. So anyone else care to chime in on the markets overall? Any wild speculations before we move on to see if we can find some day trades in Altcoin Alert? Very well. Let's see what we can find. Altcoin Alert. I'm on the altcoin radar. I'm going to refresh. I was looking at something a little bit earlier. AA score is the first thing I look at usually, and seller network, something I trade from time to time. So I've got that chart open. Let's see if we can do something with this. I'm on a Binance chart, seeing a lot of horizontal lines here. It's usually indicative of low volume. I was concerned about that. Not necessarily a deal breaker, but keep that in mind. Anyway, it's mostly just kind of dropping down, not dropping, but just kind of moseying on down and sideways. Got a few areas of support here. And again here. So these might be places you can put price alerts if you want to get a better entry, but we're pretty close to the first one now. So I probably wouldn't do that one. Let's get rid of it. But this one here could be doable right around 1.1 cents. So that's one approach. I like the indicators on the 15-minute chart. Though, to be candid, they have not looked that good today, probably because of the movement we've had lately. We're getting sustained movement down, then a little bit up, sustained down, a little bit up, and on most of the charts. So on divergence, which you may recall is a disagreement between the indicator values and the price action, we're not getting really great movements on the bullish ones. For example, we're getting this one here, not even 1% before it drops. This one is about the same. Yeah, right at 1%, not bad, but not great. And most of these just are trending down. So I don't like divergence on this one. What you could do if you're trading leverage is just trade the shorts. When you get this one and this one, if this makes a move back up, that's when usually another bearish divergence will trigger and could be a good time to get in. The bearish divergences, this one we have from Wednesday, obviously did really well. And then this one from yesterday, yeah, did pretty well as well, but you have to be on a leverage exchange for that. I can recommend Bing X, doesn't require KYC. I've been using that one lately for some of my manual trades. And if you want to set an alert on bearish divergence, it's negative. Just right click there. You have a few options. If you still want to try to get a good entry on a spot trade, or if you think the market's going to go up over the weekend, click on positive. I'd probably go with negative at the moment. Once per bar close. I usually use the information source as the alert name. So I've got that one here at AA score purchase. I'm going to go over here and click on notify an app, show the pop-up. I don't want to clutter up my email. Play a sound. Go with this one, 3 notes reverb, and I will create this one. So the next time I go to create an alert, that setup will show up for me, and I can either keep it or make changes to it. So that's divergence on SuperTrend. Kind of similar. The buy entries are not good, and most of them aren't being confirmed. Well, this one would have barely been confirmed by the momentum. And this one as well, but again, they just go up a little bit and then drop. So SuperTrend's not looking good. You can set an alert here and catch the sells. Instead of a buy, go SuperTrend sell. Once per bar close, and there you go. I probably go with divergence over that at the moment. And the last strategy I like is the RSI. I want to look at values that the RSI drops below 30 and comes back up, crosses back up. That can be a good entry on the long side. On the short side, if it goes above 70 and then drops below, that can be a good entry for a short. We don't have any going above the 70 in the last few days. So I suspect from what we looked at the other indicators, these aren't going to be that great. This one looks pretty good, actually. Now, I trade on leverage, so I'm looking at for a 1% move on a chart at 10x leverage. If you're trading spot, you may want a bigger move than that. Like maybe you get in here and then you look at this area here as potential resistance. So your alert probably goes off here. And you're trying to get in about 3% here, and you're probably not going to make it. Where with my approach, yeah, I'm going to get my 1% and I'll be out. So the next cross we get, don't think that crosses back up. think we got a cross up here. Drag this over to show it to you. I'll go with this one to be safe. So we get a cross there. I would have got my 1% and been out. If you're aggressive, you think maybe it's a dead cat bounce. That's not a good example of that, but you see resistance up here. Maybe you go for that on a spot trade. Get in here, you're going for that, 5 to 7% move. You'd still be in that trade. And if that's your plan, that's okay. Maybe you buy in again at this dip. Get another cross here. And so you could be in here and here. And then there's another one, looks like here. And this one I think would have been profitable had you just gotten in on this last one. But the other two, you'd probably still be in those. Yeah, that looks pretty good there. Okay, so if you're conservative, a 1%er, then the RSI looks pretty good. And then the shorts on both SuperTrend and Divergence look pretty good as well, since the market has been trending down since Wednesday morning. Any comments, questions about Stellar before we look for some others? Okay, that was an AA score. Sort. Another one I like. Fresh. It's a social activity. And I want to see fire or thumbs up or a combination thereof on both social activity and trading activity. Social activity is what people are tweeting about on Twitter. I guess it's known as X now. Are we Xing on X? I don't know. And the trading activity has something to do with volume. So you can hover over these and read the descriptions if you want. So we've got Bella with fire on both. Look for something I trade from time to time. IOTA, KCS, it's on KuCoin. Spot trade that. Might be able to leverage trade it. In Rose, something I haven't traded in a while. Didex, I like Didex. I trade this with some frequency. Let's check that out. Got 2 thumbs up on those, on that one. Okay, this looks potentially better. Just trading this one. I think yesterday or the day before did pretty well with it. A 5-minute chart. Kind of a drop here, then sideways. Some support here. About 210. We're at 213 now, so could be a slightly better entry than now. Kind of squeezy between the Bollinger Bands, so not much happening on a Friday afternoon, which is actually pretty common. The 15 minutes, let's look at our indicators. So the bullish ones did pretty well at first. And then, yeah, I don't know about this. That one would not have, well, I probably would have taken a couple additional purchases. I probably would have been stopped out, actually. Yeah, it's a 6% move against me. So that entry would not have been good back here. These look better for me anyway on the short side. On the long side, it's doing better than I thought. So if you're spot trading and you're using bullish divergence, let's say you get in here around 11 o'clock yesterday, and you've got resistance here, here, and here, and way up here. On this one, 1.5%, a little over 2. and then 3.28. I probably would have been looking to get in around here. This is my exit right around 3%. And so I would have been out, right about here, about half, 17 hours later. Not bad for a spot trade. And then on Divergence, could have caught some of these moves down as they occurred. Yeah, that's an obvious win. That's a win. That's a win. So, these two entries are problematic, but the rest of them are good on the short side. And then obviously these are good on the long side, but these not so good. So yeah, I'd probably still be in this trade on the long side. So not loving Divergence, and that's been a problem in everything I've looked at today. Let's see if SuperTrend is better. You're gonna get fewer entries, but okay, we got this buy here. That looks good. The sell here might have been screened out by squeeze momentum. Didn't agree. Then you get a buy a couple candles later. That actually does pretty well. %1 there. And then you get this sell signal here, confirmed by both indicators. And you get the nice drop. So I think I like SuperTrend better than Divergence on this setup at the moment. On RSI, we get the pump above 70. And then we get this movement down. So I would have barely gotten out of that one. Another one here, caught that move down. That would have been good. And this move here probably I would have gotten out on the long side. Yeah, that's a good move up. And then we get this one here. And it might still be in that one. So RSI is pretty good in both directions on this. Yeah. So of the three, I think that's the best option. Okay, any questions on Didex? All right, let's look at kind of going right to left here. 1 hour projected range. Usually need a hot market for this to be useful. It's been a while since I've looked at this one. Looking like for like 2 to 3% or higher in this middle range. When I was spot trading on now that on leverage trade, I'm looking for 1%. I might be more inclined to take a lower number, but not this low. So I'm gonna bypass that one. Another one I like to match up with is long-term sentiment, which is again more Twitter data, and Elder Impulse, which is the technical indicator. And whichever one has the fewest going in my direction, I sort by. So we'll sort by the Elder Impulse. I'll try to match these up with long-term sentiment. None of them match. So, but hey, it's Friday. Let's short this thing. So we'll sort by bearish. Whichever ones are bearish, we will look at. And mostly everything's bearish now, so this should be pretty easy. Got XRP, RSR, BCH, BNB. These are all coins I trade from time to time. Litecoin, BSV, and Harmony don't move that much. XRP's been kind of crazy lately. Let's look at that one. Everybody trades XRP, right? Okay, 5 minute. Had a nice dip sequence here. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. a 5, a 6 dipper. 7, that's too many dips. So I probably would have been in around here somewhere. Bought another position here and been out here. So that's not a bad trade. First position breaks even, second one makes 2%, average 1% each. Okay, that's on the 5-minute. I think your entry, your zone's going to be between about 49 cents and say 49, 48 cents around there for your price alert. On the indicators, yeah, this is looking like seller, the first one we looked at, where all the bullish, most of the bullish ones are junk. The bearish ones are good. So I don't really see a point of mapping these out. On SuperTrend, buy maybe was confirmed. That would have been a bad entry. The 2 sells are pretty good, but there's hardly any signals. The RSI, we get it across here. That's not good. That just plunges. This does not look good. That entry would have been pretty good. Maybe. Probably still be in that trade. Well, that was anticlimactic. As good a coin to trade as XRP usually is, both directions. It's not looking that good right now. Of the 3 we looked at, SuperTrend has potential, but again, it's only going to go off. If you had that on this weekend, even through Monday, if it goes off, 3 or 4 times, I'd be surprised. Okay, well, I went through that one pretty quickly. Any questions on XRP? Let's look at one more. Let's sort something we don't do that often. How about the 24-hour change? So a couple outliers today that went up. It's more green here than I thought, actually. Must have been looking at the wrong ones. It's sort of negative. CeeLo, Alice, YFII, stacks I like. Yeah, let's look at stacks. Yeah, it's just kind of oozing on down like the others. Some support here at around 46.5 cents. Pretty close to that now. On the 15. Yeah, all the bullish ones are not good. Maybe a couple of these would have been okay for me. That's just under 2%. Or if you're spot trading around 1 to 1.5% profit, you could have picked up some wins here. That's probably a loss, that entry here. And these 2 we're not going to know. So out of the 6 alerts I see, 2 are profitable. And the 3 we don't know yet. This one probably would have been stopped out for me. So not loving that, but the shorts are still good. If you want to do a short over the weekend, like I frequently do. Yeah, actually, I think I should do that. Go ahead and put 2 shorts on for tonight. This was a 24-hour change sort. Okay. Let's look at SuperTrend. And my apologies for my lack of energy today. This is just so boring and and not disgusting, but it's bringing on a bit of despair. I was messaging some other traders today, and they're like, "Oh, this market's awful to trade," and it kind of is. If it just when it just slogs down like this, you keep thinking it's going to come back. That's what we like. We like, dips and retraces, but when it doesn't retrace, then that's a problem. Most of the time it does. Okay, so on SuperTrend, yeah, it looks like most of the others we've seen. Yeah, maybe that buy would have gotten a small profit, but the other two are pretty bad. But the sells are fine. So might want to put an alert and go with the SuperTrend sell option. Okay, on our RSI, this one's a really good entry. It's near perfect. That just nudges above the 70 and then drops. Get this big move here. So good stuff there. This one's not a good entry here. Next one is about here. Yeah, none of these look that good. RSI has been pretty good for me this summer, but none of these look very good. All right, so SuperTrend is the way to go on that one. Any questions on STX? Okay. And then I asked Frank to be available if he can possibly do that. You might want to see. You might have seen this RTI on my chart. Something he suggested as a potential alternate or in addition to the RSI. It's a relative trend index, but I'm not entirely sure how he uses it. So that's what I wanted to ask him. But he might be busy doing some work, so may have to do that another time. Any other questions or comments or things to share? Coins to look at? Well, very well. I will wrap it up here. I will be not laboring on Monday, so I'm canceling that Zoom call. But yeah, I will be back a week from today, as far as I know. And we'll do this again. Hopefully, we'll have a better market with which to work. If you are a carbonite, you can exit this call and join with the new link for the 4 p.m/7 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll take it from there. Everybody else, have a good weekend.
Thanks, CJ.
Thanks.